And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we get ready here for race number 3 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series. Tonight, we are here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway under the lights for the Boyd Gaming 300. These drivers come in here hoping they'll hit the proverbial jackpot and go to victory lane here tonight early on in the season. As on the pole position is going to be the guy who actually came up runner-up last week to Drew Austin. And that's Dillon Young trying to get some redemption here, pick up his first win of Season 7. Alongside of him is going to be the Michael Norman Motorsports rookie Andy Timmons in the 25 machine. Timmons is still trying to get something going here this season. Alongside of him in row 2 is going to be Cody Lamas. Now, Lamas does not come in running well in points, and we also know he had a rather tough time here last night in the Truck Series event. And alongside of him is going to be Sean Galligan, who also encountered some problems last night in the Truck Series event. And Galligan is trying to pick up his second championship of his career here in the Mobil1 Cup Series. We'll see how he does here tonight in the powder blue Aspen Dental Toyota. Now, as far as these four in the current point standings, this is how they look. Dillon Young, currently after his runner-up finish last week, comes in 17th in the standings. Andy Timmons currently sits in 23rd in points. Then Cody Lamas, currently, as I was saying, he's not running that well in points, 36th in the standings, comes into this evening's race. And Sean Galligan, out of the top four, is the best in the point standings right now, currently 10th in the current standings as we speak. So, four different drivers inside the top four with four different agendas. For Poteet, is to try and get inside the top 10. For Galligan, is to try and stay inside the top 10. For Cody Lamas, is basically trying to get himself up maybe to mid-pack in the field. And for Andy Timmons, is to get himself out of the mid-pack and move up closer to the top 15, maybe even the top 10, with a good run this evening. But it's time to get these cars rolling off. They're going to complete a couple of pace laps, and while they do that, we will put them, we will show you the starting grid, and then we will put them under the green flag as the pace car leads them off. All 42 cars look like they're going to be good here on the start. No mechanical failures or anything like that. So, as the pace car leads them around, let's show you your starting lineup for tonight's Boyd Gaming 300 as the cars now enter through the turn 2 area. And here's your starting lineup for this evening's race from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Starting on the pole position, as I said, Dillon Young, alongside of him, rookie Andy Timmons. And we went through the first two rows, so Cody Lamas lines up in third, alongside of him, a former Mobil1 Cup Series champ in Sean Galligan. Moving over to row number 3, George Roque on the inside in 5th place. George Roque running very poorly in the points right now, 29th in the standings, and alongside of him, Trent Dunham, another driver not doing so well in points, a former Mobil1 Cup Series champ and the defending Truck Series champ, and he comes in 35th in points. But he did have a good run last night in the Truck Series event, so maybe he'll do well here tonight in the Mobil1 Cup Series event. Row 4 is going to hold Kyle Corbett. Now, Corbett's actually been doing fairly well. Oh, no, I'm sorry, wrong Kyle. But he actually is not doing well. Kyle Corbett is. And Kyle Corbett comes into this race 34th in the point stands, and alongside of him is going to be Chris Washer in the 14. Washer had a fairly good run last week at Phoenix. He comes in 19th in the points and 4th overall in rookie points. Moving over to row 5 is going to hold Jacob Lawler in the 41. Lawler comes in 32nd in points, rather dismal start to the season for him. And alongside of him is going to be Wolfgang Mason, who's currently 11th in points, trying to find himself a spot inside the top 10 in standings with a good run here tonight. Kyle Matthews lines up on the inside of row 6. Matthews is 33rd in the point standings, having a rather tough start to the season. Alongside of him, the driver who's had the toughest start to the season, Harrison Langford, ended up having an engine blow up at Daytona, had troubles last week at Phoenix, comes in dead last in the current point, heading into this evening's race. Lining up in row 7 is going to be Joshua Michaels. Joshua Michaels currently sits 28th in the point standings from the Penske Ford Mustang, and alongside of him, Anthony McCurry having a difficult time getting the Kyotech program going here in the Mobil1 Cup Series, currently 41st in the current standings. Joshua Collard's going to line up on the inside of row number 8. Collard currently comes in 4th in the point standings after two good runs both at Daytona and Phoenix. And alongside of him, Bob Jones, 42nd in the point standings, last year's Rookie of the Year, having a very difficult time here in his second season in the Mobil1 Cup Series. In row 9, we'll hold rookie Cassandra Renzi. Renzi ended up having a rather tough luck last week at Phoenix. It dropped her down to 15th in the points, 3rd overall in rookie standings. And alongside of her, James Silverfox, who also had a very difficult time last week at Phoenix. He fell to 18th in the current standings heading into this evening's race. In row 10 is going to hold Lyndon Wright. Now, Lyndon Wright's actually been having good runs in the past few weeks. He's 7th in the point standings right now, and alongside of him is going to be Zach Rogers in the 33. Zach Rogers currently runs top 20 in the standings in the 20th position. Madison Sieber lines up in row 11 in the 21st position. Sieber currently sits 8th in the point standings, and alongside of her, Jake Cole, 39th in points. He's been having a difficult time getting going here in the Mobil1 Cup Series early on as well. Zach Campbell is going to line up in the 23rd position on the inside of row 12. Campbell currently sits 13th in the point standings, and alongside of him is going to be Jake Rogers in the 19 machine. Jake Rogers currently 27th in points, trying to get that program going here in their new Ford Mustang team. Dillon Young, our Daytona winner, is going to line up in row 13 alongside of last week's winner, Drew Austin. So our winner from Daytona, our winner from Phoenix, both in the same row. Dillon Young currently the point standings co-holder with Drew Austin. Kind of ironic that the two co-point leaders coming in tied with 78 points apiece are lined up in the exact same row, row 13. In row 14 is going to hold Ralph Mason, 6th in the point standings. He's been getting off to a good start this season. And alongside of him is going to be the Tweenix Racing Chevy of James McLeod, who currently comes into this race sitting in the 16th position in points, looking for a spot inside the top 10 with a good run here tonight. His teammate Sean Henley lines up on the inside of row 15. Henley comes into this race 9th in the point standings after a stellar 3rd place run last week at Phoenix, and alongside of him, 3rd in the point, and the current rookie points leader Levi McIntyre, who is currently only 2 points behind the two co-points leaders Dillon Young and Drew Austin. Charles Sanford, our Daytona 500 winner, lines up on the inside of row 16. Sanford's actually been trying to get some runs going, but currently sits in the 14th position in the point standings. He has been rather consistent, that Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, and alongside of him, Cinco de Mayo, and that's Charles Jackson, who is 5th in the point standings, ironically, in the 5 machine. The defending champ, Austin LaPlante, lines up on the inside of row 17. He's not really been doing well qualifying, and it kind of affected him as well in the point standings. 38th in points. He comes here tonight in this race, and alongside of him is going to be Luke Walker in the 2 machine. Walker currently sits 22nd in the point standings. Henry Nova, who's been having a couple of difficult weeks both at Daytona and Phoenix, he's going to roll off on the inside of row 18, and Nova comes into this race 30th in points. Alongside of him, another rookie, Zachary Robinson, 31st in points. So those two drivers trying to get their seasons turned back around here in their rookie seasons in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Jessica Shelton ended up having a very good finish after she got turned numerous times at Phoenix last week. Her good finish moved her up to 21st in the point standings, and alongside of her is going to be Daniel Day in the 22, who currently rides 24th in the current standings. James Qualls had quite a return, a top 10 in his return to the Mobil1 Cup Series last week at Phoenix. He'll start all the way back from the 39th position as he comes into this race after that good run, currently sitting in the 25th position in points, and alongside of him on the outside of row 20 is going to be rookie Ian Dutta. He is 26th in the current standings, and then it's going to be Joe Gibbs Racing completing the final row. Tanner Sullivan, the rookie in the 20, who currently comes into this race sitting 37th in the point standings, will start off alongside of his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Dylan Schwallenberg, who is 12th in points but has to work his way to the front from 42nd place here tonight. And that's a look at your starting lineup for tonight's Boyd Gaming 300 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Getting ready to go under the green flag here tonight at Las Vegas. We saw our Truck Series race basically come down to fuel strategy. We're going to have to see if that's going to be the case here tonight. We know that drivers can make it about 20-21 laps on one tank of fuel. Will we see any drivers try and stretch it, or is someone going to pay the ultimate price and run out of fuel? Don't know. But here we go, getting ready to go to green, as Dylan Poteet and Andy Timmons, 2 Chevy Camaros, get us underway, and the green flag is out. In our Truck Series race, we only had 1 caution flag as well, so we'll see if we're going to have any cautions here tonight. I've said it before, for some reason the Mobil1 Cup Series drivers seem less prone to cause wrecks than the Truck and Snickers Cup Series drivers. I don't know why it is. That always seems to be the case, as George Rocco stays down to the inside, trying to get the run on Cody Lamas to take second. Dylan Poteet very much in control. He's about a car length ahead now of Cody Lamas, who's going to take second. Andy Timmons moves to third. Battle for fourth is on between Sean Galligan and George Roque. Galligan trying to get the I side working, and I think it's actually going to work. Galligan, a strong car there off of turn 1 and into turn 2. He clears George Roque, moved the 64 into 4th place. George Roque now falls back to 5th. 6th place now is Kyle Corbett, and Trent Dunham's now side by side, trying to get the outside line working against Jacob Lawler. Those two old friends in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Think back to when Trent Dunham won the Mobil1 Cup Series championship. It was Jacob Lawler that he beat out for that championship. And Dunham's going to do the exact same thing that Sean Galligan was able to do, and that's get the run on the high side. So maybe, just maybe, we're starting to see a new groove come into play here at Las Vegas, and that could be something these drivers may utilize here in the final laps as far as battling for the win. Dylan Poteet continues to lead by about a car length over Cody Lamas. Let's, early on here, see what's going on with the other Dylan, the guy who comes in as co-points leader, Dillon Young. There he is. Currently in 22nd place, trying to work his way underneath of Zach Rogers in the 33. And I'm trying to find the driver he comes in as co-points leader with. Where's Drew Austin? There's Austin. He's stuck on the high side further back. Both Dillon Young and Drew Austin started off in the same row 13. And Dillon Young appears to be the one making more strides than Drew Austin is. Let's jump back here to the 54. Has he been able to get to the inside line yet? No, he's right now actually side by side with the guy who comes in 3rd in points, Levi McIntyre, and the current rookie points leader. Now he's gotten to the inside line behind the Henry Nova machine. We'll see if he can start working his way to the front now. Back up to the front now, see if Cody Lamas has been able to close up anything between himself and Dylan Poteet. Doesn't look like anything's been able to happen just yet. Dylan Poteet started out last season with a win at Phoenix, so we know he's able to win early on in the season. Can he do it here tonight? He ended up finishing runner-up last week to Drew Austin when he nearly was able to take the win. He ended up finishing 2nd place. That moved him up to 17th in the point standings. Another good run tonight, possibly a win, would definitely move him up inside the top 10. As Dylan Poteet had to rely on a wild card position last season to get him into the chase for the championship. And I talked with him early on this season, I think it was back at Daytona. He says they want to get in there via top 10. They don't want to have to rely on wild card positions, but they want to win as many races as they can along the way. Right now, he's putting on a clinic here. Currently keeps himself a whole car length ahead of Cody Lamas. Now Lamas, remember, he ended up having some problems in the Truck Series race last night. Was able to utilize some pit strategy, though, that actually got him up rather close to the top 20, as I recall. And Cody right now having a good run here tonight here. And keep in mind, too, he's driving a Kyle Busch Motorsports Toyota. Drew Austin put a Kyle Busch Motorsports Toyota in victory lane last week at Phoenix. So Dylan Poteet, I'm sure, hasn't forgotten that. And the last thing he wants to do is lose to a Kyle Busch Racing Toyota for the 2nd week in a row. Michael Norman Racing having a good run here with the 25 of Andy Timmons, putting on a very good show. A lot of people were wondering how Andy Timmons would do as far as making the transition from trucks to mobile. Right now, he is doing a very good job. Timmons was a 2-time winner last season in the Truck Series, and that was his rookie season. Right now, he could be one of the contenders to maybe battle for the win here. I think with what's going on right now, things are very single file. Things may not come down to battling for the lead until pit stops. That may be the money stop, if you will. Seems appropriate to use that phrase here at Las Vegas. That's going to determine who's going to win this race. And these drivers, these pit crews, they're going to earn their pay here tonight. There's Sean Galligan, 10th in the point standings. Galligan ended up starting off the season very well. Last season, the Mobil Cup Series competition, came in and won the Daytona season opener race. And this season, he hasn't won a race yet, but he's been very consistent, finds himself top 10 in the points, and having a good run here tonight again in the 4th position. Sean Galligan, a lot of times they say that a champion will go into a bit of a slump the following season. That's not been the case with Sean. He knows this 64 team well. He's been with them for about 4 or 5 seasons now, so they know the ins and outs of each other, the team, the car, the driver, and any kinks that there could have been are definitely gone, because this is probably one of the longest driver-team relationships that have gone on here in the Mobil1 Cup Series that I can think of. George Roque currently up there in the 5th position. Roque was a former winner last season. And and running very well here tonight. Really needs a good run. Comes in 29th in the point standings and having an excellent run here tonight for the Junior Motorsports team. His teammate Ian Dutta a long ways back somewhere. Don't know exactly where he is. There's Kyle Corbett. Very nice run there for that Chevrolet, number 42. Kyle Corbett comes into this race currently 34th in the point standings and having a nice run. This is going to help him as well as far as the Snickers Cup Series race, because we know that he's running well in the point standings there as well. So good run here tonight for the 42, and right behind him another former Mobil Cup Series champ, Trent Dunham. Now Dunham comes into this race 35th in the point standings, but as I said during the starting grid, Trent Dunham had a very good run here last night in the Truck Series event, and he was running very poorly in the standings there too. So Las Vegas seems to be the track that Trent Dunham is really good at, and he's showing it off here, currently running in the 7th position. Good battle was going on here for 8th as we take a look at the pace car for some odd reason. Chris Washer now moves himself up into the 8th position. I've really seen Chris Washer all of a sudden come alive here after he had that good run in the Snickers Cup Series race last week at Phoenix. He ran well here last night in the Truck Series race, and he's running well here tonight in the Mobil Cup Series event. He's currently in the 8th position, and Kyle Matthews ended up coming away with a good run in the 62 truck last night in the Truck Series event, running well here in Mobil Cup Series competition as well. Joshua Michaels in the Hershey's Score Ford, now moving past Jacob Lawler. Harrison Langford going to follow him there as well. Michaels 28th in points, and how about Harrison Langford? What a great run for that Roush Fenway car here tonight. 12th place right now. I think he's going to be 11th when they cross the stripe. And he comes in dead last in the points. If a driver needed a good run tonight, it would be Harrison Langford. And he's doing a great job right now in that Red Bull machine. Let's check on our co-points leaders, see where they're both running right now. Dillon Young's kind of by himself right now in the Qualcomm Chevy in the 22nd position. Let's see where Drew Austin is currently running. Austin sits in 31st place. And the rookie points leaders right behind him as I think pit stops are going on. Yes, they are. Pit stops taking place here. Who's coming? Looks like the first car to come down may have been the 42 of Kyle Corbett. There he is. I think he was the first one to come down pit road on this lap here on lap 18. These drivers kind of pin a little bit early. They are able to make it at least to lap 20 or 21, but apparently they're not risking it, and we're actually seeing them go for tires here. So apparently the tire wear tonight is a little bit different than it was in the Truck Series race where we saw them just go gas and go. 2-tire stop for Kyle Corbett. He's away. Harrison Langford's completed his service as well. Let's jump to Dylan Poteet, see if he's coming down pit road. Here he comes. Cody Lamas coming as well. Andy Timmons. Sean Galligan's coming down pit road. Right behind him is George Roque. Trent Dunham there as well. As Dylan Poteet is on the pit lane. 2-tire stop. Caution's out. Caution's waving. Pace car just left pit road. And Cody Lamas is gone. Dylan Poteet a slow stop there. I don't know if they missed a lug nut or something. And Dylan Poteet has lost the lead off pit road. Now he comes out in about the 7th position. But a very slow stop for Dylan Poteet. A slow stop for Sean Galligan as well. I don't know what happened to both of them. But they just lost a lot of ground on pit road, and the caution flag is out. And the leader, I don't know who it's going to be. It may be Cody Lamas. I don't know. But the caution's out with about 8 laps to go. It'll be 7 when Cody hits the stripe here. Is Cody Lamas the current leader? Yes, he is. Cody Lamas is the leader right now in the 77. Corbett, I think, is 2nd. 3rd is Timmons. Washer 4th and Roque 5th. Then it's Matthews, Michaels, Dunham, Poteet all the way back in 9th, and Bob Jones is now the top 10. As these drivers going to come around, get the pace car here, and run a couple pace laps. I don't know what the caution came out for, but it was when all the leaders came down pit road. Oh, and looks like there was a spin there in turn 4. This may have been some driver trying to come to pit road and got ran over or something. I don't know, but the caution flag is out. Cody Lamas is currently the leader. Let's jump back and look at a replay of what happened. I see some more smoke at the exit of pit road heading into turn 1. Well, I've gone back and I've looked for a caution, a reason for the caution, and I can't find any. I don't know if an incident happened on pit road and that's why they threw the caution or what. but I could not find anything. But this is an incident that took place after the caution had waved. Jake Cole in the 21, right there, runs into the back of Madison Sieber. James Silverfox nearly got a piece of that, but Jake Cole's going to go up very hard into the outside retaining wall. And that's a hard lick for him. And we talked about Jake Cole having real tough luck here early on in the season. 39th in the point stands, and it's not going to change by any stretch of the imagination, apparently. I don't know if he was actually planning to come to pit road, or if he was going to go around Madison Sieber. Whatever the case, though, he did not clear the 1. And now Sieber has got damage to the back of her machine. 8th in points and 2nd in rookie points. Not exactly what the 1 machine needed. But the caution comes out, and I don't really know what for, but this incident took place afterwards. And that's the first time in a long time we've actually had a phantom caution, if you will. Not really being able to find out why they threw the yellow, but they did throw the yellow. And Cody Lamas was the first one off pit road, and he's going to restart as the leader, but that's a tough break there for Jake Cole. Looks like he's going to have yet another DNF. I think he's had 2 DNFs to start the season. This is going to make it 3, and that's just a tough break there for that driver, as Jake Cole's having a very difficult time making ends meet here beginning of the season in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Let's jump back now and take a look at well, actually, we can't jump back and take a replay because I don't even know what the caution came out for. The smoke I saw in turn 1 was actually the Jake Cole machine, so let's head back now for the restart, see how many laps we're going to have left to finish out today's event. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing now. Cody Lamas, currently the leader after the pit stops here, trying to become the 2nd straight Kyle Busch Motorsports Toyota to go to victory lane here. His teammate Drew Austin did it last week at Phoenix. Can Cody do it here tonight? Cody Lamas comes in 36th in the point stands. As I said, really needs a good run. The win could be what could help him get it. We're going to have a total of 3 laps to go when we hit the stripe. Kyle Corbett will line up in 2nd, Andy Timmons 3rd. Chris Washer's 4th, George Rogue 5th, 6th is Kyle Matthews, 7th Joshua Michaels, Trent Dunham in 8th, 9th place is Dylan Poteet, and Bob Jones is in 10th. Lyndon Wright's up to 11th, haven't talked about him all night, but a good run for him as he comes in 7th in the point standings. Wolfgang Mason lines up 12th. 13th place is going to be Sean Galligan, 14th is going to be Zach Rogers, 15th place, that's Anthony McCurry having a good run here tonight, and then the rest of the top 20, Dillon Young, who could be leaving as the points leader. Good run for him tonight in 16th, 17th Joshua Collard. James McLeod is 18th, 19th Henry Nova, and Madison Sieber completes the top 20. So Dillon Young working his way up here towards the front, trying to leave as the points leader. Drivers out of the race, there are a few of them. Jacob Lawler, Harrison Langford are 2 laps down. I don't know if they're out of the race or not. And Jake Cole out of the race. So maybe it was Langford and what was the other car? And Jacob Lawler that brought the caution out. I don't know. I couldn't find it. I really looked back to try and find something, and I could not find any reason the caution came out. But right now, Cody Lamas, who's been running 2nd place pretty much all night long behind Dylan Poteet, the pole sitter, now finds himself out in front. And he's going to try and hold off Kyle Corbett and company and pick up his first win of the season here in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Certainly be a far cry from the hard luck he had last night. As right now, Kyle Corbett tries to run him down here. He's going to have only about 1.5 laps left to do it. These drivers are good to go on fuel. They came down, got tires. Everybody pitted under that green flag pit stop, and then the caution came out after everybody had pitted. As they come down here to the white flag, it looks like Cody Lamas may be able to do it and go back-to-back here for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Drew Austin picked up the win last week, beating out a Tweenix Racing driver, a couple of Tweenix Racing drivers. That was Dylan Poteet and Sean Henley at the time, and now Cody Lamas, with an extended stay by Dylan Poteet on pit road, may have just been handed the win here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 3 car lengths in hand over Kyle Corbett. Cody Lamas comes out of turn 4 for the final time, and the Boyd Gaming 300 goes to the 77. Cody Lamas wins, and Kyle Busch Motorsports picks up their 2nd straight victory here in the Mobil1 Cup Series in Season 7. A lot of times, Lucky 7 is a big number here at Las Vegas, and Lucky 77 is going to go to victory lane here tonight with Cody Lamas, and this is so good to help him out in the point standings, no doubt about that. As we said, 36th in points coming into tonight's race, and Cody Lamas after a lightning fast pit stop, is going to be the one to go to victory lane here tonight. So it really didn't come down to pit strategy, more to who had the faster pit stop. And Cody Lamas' team was the team that answered the call, and he's going to pick up the win here this evening. Let's, as always, show you your official top 10 results. Cody Lamas with the win. Kyle Corbett, nice runner-up finish for him. His best finish of the season, I'm pretty sure. Third place, Andy Timmons, had a top 5 car all night. George Roke, same for him in 4th. Chris Washer, very nice run in 5th. Kyle Matthews in 6th. Dylan Pote was able to battle back and finish in 7th place after that slower pit stop. But a tough break for him, but back-to-back top 10 finishes for him. Joshua Michaels, a great run for him as he came in 28th in points. He's going to leave with an 8th place finish. Bob Jones, another driver who really needed a good run tonight. 42nd in points, a top 10 run tonight in 9th. At 10th place was Trent Dunham, who comes in 35th in points. So Cody Lamas, Kyle Corbett, Trent Dunham, and Bob Jones. A couple of drivers who really... Oh, I think you'd add Kyle Matthews to that list as well. Quite a few drivers who really needed good runs here tonight got them here at Las Vegas. Let's take a look and see where Dillon Young officially finished the race. He finished in the 16th position, and Drew Austin, after his win last week, finished all the way down in the 31st position. And Levi McIntyre, I don't think, finished much better. Yeah, he finished in 33rd. So I think Dillon Young is going to take back command completely of the point standings heading into next week's race, which you guys voted on, which of course is the Milwaukee Mile. But we still got a Snickers Cup Series race coming here to finish out our Las Vegas weekend. I can't even say the word. Hope you will tune in for that. Congratulations to Cody Lamas on his win here tonight, and Kyle Busch Motorsports on their second straight victory of the season. If you guys enjoyed tonight's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official results, overall points, days, and rookie points heading into next week's race at the Milwaukee Mile, as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.